In this video, I'm going to present you my own strategy that I use in order to trade gold and also BTC USD. It's also the strategy that helped me obtain a 1 to 5 risk reward on gold and a 1 to 2.5 risk reward on BTC USD. The risk reward isn't actually what I'm focused on when trading. However, those ones were pretty nice, especially for my strategy. I want to mention the fact that this strategy is based on high win rate. I do take a lot of partials on the way. However, this is pretty easy. I'm going to explain you the rationale behind those trades, and also if you want, you can actually join the FXA private channel where me and my colleagues share daily trade ideas, and of course we do offer you access to our course where you can find our entire strategy. You can go ahead and check the website in the description with all the information. By the way, there's an option in which you can enter our group for free actually. And let's go on TradingView. And before that, of course, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe if this kind of video helped you even a bit, and of course do not forget to leave your opinion and your questions in the comments. Alright, so let's start with the first trade, which was on gold. And by the way, this was a 1 to 5 risk reward trade. I will show you here the signal that we also sent when we took this trade. So of course the whole community actually took this trade as well. So yeah, if you're inside the community, you can actually see those trades in real time. And another important thing that I want to mention is the fact that we spend time on the group every day from the London session to New York session. So we are pretty focused on it. And also from those two trades combined from the last 2 days, we made around 15k in revenue from 2 separate accounts, which is pretty great. I consider that it's better to focus on qualitative trades like those ones and to always focus on the pairs that you backtested a lot, that you forward tested a lot. Do not go for pairs that you know nothing about. So for example, before taking those trades, this trade on Monday in New York and the next trade which was taken today on Tuesday, I actually analyzed the market, and I also posted an outlook on YouTube 1 day ago in which I told you the fact that I saw this week of rejection, which is the first sign of a potential pullback in gold, because gold just made the all-time high. So it was pretty clear for me that it's time to see some sell movements as well. So this is what it did, and this is what I followed. On Monday in New York, I was looking for some kind of sell, and look closely at what happened over here. So this was the Asian session from Monday after some news about a new war, right? And actually Frankfurt consolidated a lot. So usually when Frankfurt and London consolidate a lot in that specific day, I expect the bigger movement to be in New York. And this is what happens with gold anyways. The distribution is actually happening in New York. That's where you're looking for volatility. And if you go on 5 minutes, you have to know that what I'm actually doing is to follow the candles in real time on a day-to-day basis. So let's say that I have a look in London and observe what's happening, and then after that I immediately follow what's happening exactly before New York, so I can predict the intention of the markets further. So as I said before, from the overall analysis from that week of rejection, I imagine the fact that it was time for a continuation of the bearish pullback. So this is what happened here. That's why I was looking for sales. I didn't look for sales in London because the market didn't have huge moves. You can observe the fact that there was a range being formed over here. So you can observe that actually in London, this gap was covered, and then the price slowly got its way back to the extreme of Frankfurt. And this is some kind of break of structure that happened lately. And then around 9 p.m., which is exactly the hour of volume for New York, when New York Stock Exchange opened as well, you can see that there was a week of rejection, right? So it was exactly in time. London gave the direction, it was bearish, and then you can see that immediately before New York, the price went up in order to take again a good entry for a sale. This happened in the first hour of New York, and in the New York hour of volume, I expected either for this high to be taken first and then for the bearish push to happen, or simply for the market to react from here. Sometimes it takes this kind of structure as liquidity. However, since the selling pressure was high in that specific moment, and as I said, there was that huge wick formed on a higher time frame, I expected first of all to either see a reaction somewhere around here on the right. So this was my first target with the trade. So this was the first point. After that, I secured most of my profits here. I closed most of my entries because something like that could have happened. For the rest of the trade, I simply left it on break-even. And of course, if this was the first target, the second target would have been on a higher time frame, right? And what's the target on a higher time frame? You're looking for this liquidity over here, right? There was a lot of liquidity being formed inside this range and this demand area. And of course, it was perfectly tapped, and then the market continued bullish. This trade idea could have been great as well. This trade idea over here could have been great as well, but I was happy that I caught the sell move, so I didn't jump in the buy move as well. Sometimes you have to know when to stop trading and to not be greedy overall, and those are my pieces of advice in the group as well. Most of the times when a trade goes into our favor, I recommend everyone to set it on break even, to take as many profits as possible and to let the rest run, but to never forget to actually secure profits, because this is the most important thing that I'm doing inside my strategy. First of all, I check the higher time frames. Second of all, I'm looking at the hours of volume on gold, especially in New York. I observe if there's some kind of accumulation before New York, and then I act accordingly. But I always secure profit. It's a really important step. And now for the BTC trade, it was completely different. I trade BTC in a way different way than I trade gold, and you can observe it even here. I said in the outlook, if you followed it, that usually when the market is in a range, when the price is between a range, I simply ping pong trade. However, I saw something on 1 hour. It was pretty clear for me. It was Monday. I look at this pair in correspondence with the DXY. If DXY is clearly bullish, the index of dollar, it's clear that crypto will go lower, will become bearish. And besides that, you can even observe the trend line over here. I do use trend lines from time to time, and it was pretty clear for me that I might see a continuation of the trend. Where exactly at the supply to demand level? From this range over here, if you go to the right, that is exactly where the entry got tapped. So this was my area of interest. It was in Asia. It was on 5 minutes. What I did next was for me to cover this area over here. So I had the limit exactly underneath it. I didn't expect for the market to go bearish from one of those zones over here because the area looked exactly like a range. So first I waited for this buy side liquidity to be taken in order for me to enter a position. So my entry got tapped perfectly. It could have been something like this as well. So basically, I do expect some kind of drawdown. My strategy doesn't offer exact entries all the time. However, it was pretty great. And if you didn't catch the first entry from the start, you could have entered the trade here and to cover this extreme over here. It could have worked in this way as well. However, I caught it from the top and I covered this demand to supply area that was formed. So this was my trade idea, and the last take profit was here, right? So this first area was mitigated, it was invalidated. So next I expected this low to be taken as liquidity, which happened. This low got taken as liquidity, and then the price stopped in the immediate demand. So this was the idea behind the BTC USD trade. So first of all, before using these supply and demand concepts, those liquidity concepts, those ideas that I have about sessions, the most important part of your analysis is to actually analyze the whole week and to observe what's happening. When are the news coming? What happened last week with this pair? Were there some kind of news in the weekend? Where is the price situated right now? For example, I told you, like on gold, the price was situated at the all-time high. I saw that there is a potential to go bearish from that point. Also for BTC USD, I saw the correlation with DXY, the index of dollar. I saw that DXY was heavily bullish. So of course that meant that there is a bearish trend for cryptos, especially for Bitcoin USD, which is the leader in the crypto space. So before all my analysis, I do check DXY, I do check the crypto market for BTC USD, I do check the news. I do not follow blindly the technical analysis. So yeah, if you want to stick around me and my colleagues in order to see the way that we're thinking, in order to see trade ideas from us, go ahead, check the website in the description, check the reviews as well from the other members. Don't forget that there's actually a free variant for you. If you choose to trade with one of our affiliated brokers, you can actually get access to our community with daily trades. You can get access to our course. But again, if you simply want to copy our trades without actually creating this technical analysis, that's cool with us as well. You can simply enter the group just to take trades. And the third part, which is the most important one, we do have a psychology coach inside the team, which is going to help you when it comes to managing the account, when it comes to emotions. It has 7 years experience in coaching, and he's there ready to take one-to-one calls with you. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to be the first one to see our next videos.